especially as a goalkeeper. My lowest point of the season was probably when I made the mistake over in Suriname, and my inbox was full of negativity. When I say full of negativity, my inbox, persons tagging me on social media, like I was probably at my lowest at that point, and I still managed to put a smile out on my face.
Greetings, sports fans. Welcome back to Eddy Vision, the channel where we look at sports differently. Today, I have a very special guest joining me today. Reggae boy goalkeeper, Harbour View goalkeeper as well, and newly crowned JPL champion, Amal Knight. What's up, fam?
I'm here. Greetings. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. And congrats on lifting that trophy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That's the only thing I needed under my belt here in Jamaica, to be honest. So I'm really happy for that one.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Now, as you know, Harbour View, now has 5 titles. What does this mean for the team, for the fans, and the community?
It means a lot. We came into this season very optimistic as to what can happen. Our coach assembled a team where he was like, these are the players that I want. I was at Arnett Gardens because remember I just came back and I went to Arnett just to get back in the playing mood. And he asked me, initially I called him when I was abroad and I said, Coach, what's the plans? I'm coming back to Jamaica, so I'm coming back to play some football, and I think I want to return home because I played youth football for Harbour View. Not many people may know that. So I reached out to him and he said, I'm a Rasta full, so we can't do nothing now, and I'm gonna use the youngsters. And I said, okay, no problem. The coach from Arnett at the time, which was Alex Thomas, who coached me at Woolman's also, he reached out to me and said, since you're coming back, we could use you at Arnett. So I said, okay, fine. And I went to Arnett. After the season, the short season, the one-round season, little warm-up season, that's what I call it.
Yeah.
Coach Bernard, Lodi Bernard, he reached to me and he said, Amal, I want you to be a part of this project that I'm building out at Harbour View. And I said, no problem. I'd love to be a part of it. And it was an easy decision for me because, as I stated before, I wanted to come back to Harbour View. So it was a no-brainer for me. The only thing that would probably hold up the deal was probably if Arnett wanted to let me go or not. The good thing is I had something in my contract. I had a clause in my contract, whether it be overseas or locally, but it was more so for overseas. That I could get out. That I could get out of my contract. So that clause came into play, and that's what I used to go to Harbour View.
Yeah, man. And like they said, the rest is history.
Yeah.
After winning last Sunday, how did you and the team celebrate the title?
Some of the guys, we went to the club, to be honest, and just enjoyed the night,
Yeah, champagne popping.
Knowing where we were coming from, because we weren't nowhere near to be crowned the champions. You get me? Everyone saw us as the outsiders, though they're just going to participate. So it was really good for us to finish the season on a high and become champions. So we just celebrated in the club and just enjoyed ourselves as a team.
Yeah, man, that is it, which is right. So as you said, you guys were pretty much underdogs throughout the entire playoffs. Was this motivation for you guys?
Yeah, so the coach was saying he's not panicking, he's not worrying, because once we get into the playoffs, it should be fireworks. And the players share the same sentiment. Most of us share the same sentiment as as to whether or not if we get in the playoffs, it's going to be pretty good for us. We know that we have a lot of teams that are in front of us that were doing really well in the season, but
Yep, yep.
we used it to our advantage. As Waterhouse, they were idle for what 2 weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
we were consistently playing. So I think the momentum that we had going into the playoffs was really good.
I'm going to ask. So you're a fan of the format then? Six team, number six team, and end up winning. So you're a fan of the format. I know a lot of persons prefer the
I
straight league format.
I have no problem with the format, whether it be straightforward points
Mm-hmm.
or playoffs.
Playoff.
At the end of the day, it is what it is, and we did what we had to do, which was going to the playoffs, and we did the rest. God help those who help
Mm-hmm.
themselves, and we helped ourselves by reaching into the playoff, and God just guided us throughout the quarterfinals, semi, and the finals. So whether or not people want to make noise about change back the format or this and that, I don't really care. I'm just a player and I'm doing what's necessary to win the championship. So whether it's league format, we have to
Mm-hmm.
deal with that. Whether it's playoff format, we just deal with it.
Yeah. Your teammate Anthony Bennett, only 17. How good
Yeah,
is he?
he's really decent. He's young talent. You know,
Mm-hmm.
after I came back from international duties because I had contracted COVID after the Suriname game.
Mm-hmm.
So persons were wondering what happened, but I contracted COVID after the Suriname game, and then I went back to Harbour View when I tested negative again, and the he was playing really well.
Yeah.
He was playing really well, and the coach came to me and said, "Amal, I'm going to play him in the first game, but it's probably not going to be like that for the second leg of the quarterfinals." And I said, I have no problem. I only had one training session, so I don't think that's enough for me, to be honest. And I have to be
Mm-hmm.
true to myself. I had to be true to myself. And he played and he did well. And after the second leg of the semi-final, I made a big speech. I know that a lot of persons were surprised, but I said, Coach, let him see out the season. I told him that before I left for national duties, I told him maybe this will probably be the last game of the season for me, knowing that we only had 3 games at the time when I had left for national duty, so I missed all 3 of those games. So
Right.
he had momentum going in while I didn't. I was just coming from high profile games. So I would have
True.
to
True.
simulate myself back with the guys and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a decision and I said, Coach, he's doing well. He's playing well with the team. The team is doing well. Let him stay. I'll be the bigger person. I'll support him. I'll mentor him. I have no problem. You get me? And that's what I did throughout the playoffs. So persons probably be wondering what happened to Amal, and I made a decision. I said, Coach, let him play. He's doing well. I'll support him. The momentum is with the team, and I have no
Mm-hmm.
problem with that. So I was selfless
Selfless.
in that regard, and I'm happy because probably just played out back last week Sunday with me just starting the season and finishing the season. So
Yeah. But that's a big step, Amal. A lot of players might not do that. You're Jamaican international, so that's very, very commendable. Good stuff, Amal.
yeah,
So
it's a no-brainer.
we
I'm like that. I've done it before. To be honest, I
right.
was at UE. I've done it once. So it's not something that I like to practice because at the end of the day, I like to play every game,
Mm-hmm.
and teams are looking out at me. Agents are looking out. So it was a hard decision, but I had to be true to myself and the team. So I'm really happy for what I did and see it paid off.
Right. Who's your player of the season for Harbourview?
I'd have to say probably Trayvon Reed. He was excellent this season. He was the man this season. Anytime we went behind or we were struggling, he picked us up. But I wouldn't only point to him I would point to probably Shaquille Dyer as well. He has been
Mm-hmm.
brilliant in the defense for us. And Dyer came in as a trialist, and he was the rock at the heart of the defense. So I think those two persons they did really well for us. Not to mention some honorable mentions to Colorado, Nicholas
Yeah, okay.
Hamilton. Yeah, so you know,
Good stuff. How was your season on a whole though?
um, I would say my season it wasn't the best, but when I look back, I have to be pleased to be honest because I played 15 games and I racked up 7 clean sheets.
Yes,
So when
that's
I
a
look
good
at the
amount.
stats, yeah,
Almost 50%.
when I looked at the stats, with the other goalkeepers that played more games than me, and I saw that it was just 9 clean sheets that led the league. I'm like,
Mm.
Amal, probably if you were on fire this season, you would
Golden
have
glove.
done some great thing because this wasn't one of my best seasons. I was inconsistent. One minute I was doing well, and next minute I wasn't. And I know the reasons for that, which I won't speak on. But I spoke to the coach the other day when we were at a function, and I told him what contributed to that, and he agreed with me, and he made sure to tell me the plans that we have for next season going forward with that.
Mm.
So that's a positive already for the next season. So um my season wasn't too bad, but I'm pleased. I finished the season healthy, and that's the most important for me. I came back to Jamaica with the goal to get back in the national senior team. I did that. That objective was met. Winning the JPL, that objective was met also. So I have
Mm-hmm.
one more objective to meet right now in the off season. So um, that's what I'm waiting to see if I can tick off that box also.
All right. Going back to the finals, you came on in extra time. What was that like? Coming on extra time in a big game like that. Was there any pressure?
Oh no, there wasn't any pressure on me. I know these occasions. I've played in these occasions already, so it wasn't any pressure for me. I just put it like, this is basically just the same as the Suriname scenario where you know that you were playing 10 minutes before the game, and you did really well in the game,
True,
barring
true.
the mistake that I made. But you get
Mm-hmm.
me? I did really well in that game, so I'm saying it's the same thing. And as I came on, see, I had to make one big save.
Yeah,
I had to make one point blank save. So,
I was just going to mention that you didn't manage to make a save in the penalty shootout, but that save though was huge in extra time.
yeah,
Huge, huge.
yeah. I went on, and I just had the mindset that, Amal, whatever comes to you, you just have to save it. It's like probably 2 or 3 minutes left. Just
Mm-hmm.
concentrate so you can get these guys in the penalty shootout and see what happens. And that's what I did. As you alluded to the point a while ago, I didn't save any penalty, but I think that attributed to me not being in the game from day one,
Yeah,
and just coming on.
fresh.
Yeah, I'm just fresh. So I think that probably if I had played the full 90, probably I would have had a couple stops because I touched the first one, which I think I should have saved.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other penalty takers, they switched. I was at the game where Dumbo Holding players had kicked, and I remember and studied all of the penalty takers, and I went I
Oh,
went
they change it up on you.
I went the way that
They
they
normally
went.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, and all of them switched. So that's a part of the game. So
Well,
I
at
just have
least you did. At least you did the homework.
yeah, that's definitely one thing that I did.
Now, when Fabian McCarthy blazed over the bar, what was your first reaction?
My first reaction was wow, big missed because I remember me and Fabian, we Fabian and I we played at UE for a
Mm,
good time. So I'm like, wow, my brother just missed because me and Fabian, we speak now and then, and when we speak for long. So,
Yeah.
I was gutted to see that he was the one that stepped up and missed, but all I could do was just run off with my hands in the air and say, yo, we won. We won the JPL, knowing that
Mm-hmm.
we just got into the playoffs by goal difference.
Right.
Not even points, it was goal difference that
Sneaked in. Yeah.
so to see that we went into the playoffs, and anybody can argue and say but they don't deserve the title, but when you look at it, Harbour View had an inconsistent season, and in the playoffs we only lost one game. We only lost one game in the playoff,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the second leg of the Waterhouse match, which eventually went to penalty. Was it penalty? No, no. I think Nicholas finished that game for us.
Mm-hmm.
Arnett, yeah, we only lost one game, which was the Arnett game. So we knocked off third place, we knocked off second place, and we knocked off first place to win the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of persons
Can't
might,
argue with that.
yeah,
Can't
you,
argue with that.
you can't argue with that. There's no better way to win the title by knocking off the top three consistent team in the league. So um, I was just happy when I saw that we won the league by that missed penalty kick. I was really happy, and I kept saying to the guys over the few weeks when we got into the playoffs, I'm like, guys, I need this trophy. This is the only thing that I haven't won in Jamaica as yet, barring schoolboy football. But
Mm-hmm.
at the Premier League level, I won Golden Gloves at the age of 22. I won the Tony Burrows Media Personality Award at the age of 22 also. So I'm saying the JPL is the big one. I need this one under my belt right now, and I finally got it last week Sunday. So now for me, it's just to relax for the summer, see what's happening, and then I get back on the ball field rolling again.
Right. As you mentioned earlier, it's pretty much a series of ups and downs. How did you manage to stay focused throughout the season?
I'm a professional at heart. I'm a professional at heart. I believe in myself. I know my talent, and at the end of the day, every footballer has their ups and downs. Especially as a goalkeeper, my lowest point of the season was probably when I made the mistake over in Suriname, and my inbox was full of negativity. When I say full of negativity, my inbox, persons tagging me on social media, like I was probably at my lowest at that point, and I still managed to put a smile out on my face and managed to play the second leg of the Suriname game in Jamaica and do well, and we won that game. But me having a inconsistent season, I just had to stay focused because it's my job, and at the end of the day, I know what I want, and I can't sulk in sadness and say, "Oh, Amal, you have to do this or you have to." No, it's gone already, and that's the past. I just have to move forward as quickly as possible. When the season is finished, I can reflect on everything that happened in the season and write down on my vision board what's my aim and plans for the other season. So um I have good people around me, and that's the most important part also. Whenever I'm down, I know I can pick up my phone and call some persons in my life that I'm say that can say, hey, you're okay. It's a part of the game, it's a part of the sport, that's what you signed up for. And things like that will happen. So I'm a mature person, and I know how to deal with stuff. I know how to get over my hurdles, and that's
Yeah.
what I did when I was at my lowest point, and knowing that I was inconsistent throughout the season. One minute I was good, the next minute I was not on my game. But as I said, I'm not finding any excuse, but I know what contributed to my inconsistency, and we only can fix it for the next season.
Good stuff. So, end of the season, what's next for Amal Night? Will you be at Harbour? Are you looking to go overseas?
That's the $1 million question everybody's asking, knowing that this probably wasn't one of my best seasons. But I told someone the other day that, hey, when I was at UE for the last season when I got my contract, I wasn't having the best of season either. But persons know my talent, and at the end of the day, I can point on probably a David De Gea where he didn't have the best of seasons in 2021 or 2020 whenever Dean Henderson came in for him. He didn't have his best of
No.
season, and look at it now. He was arguably the man from Manchester United last season. So I say this to say that um, I don't know. Last season, this past season that was gone was a rough one, but my aims and ambition is definitely to go back overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I got a transfer when I wasn't at my highest of games, and at Harbour View I wasn't at my highest of games. I was inconsistent, and it takes a man to say that they were inconsistent because I know my quality and I know what I can do. And based on some goals that were scored on me this season, I wasn't pleased, to be honest. So um, let's see how the summer goes, but it's definitely I'm leaning towards overseas if any offers come my way, and they're good for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can say this much that I got one offer already for 2023, and a team wanted me to come on trials in the States, and I declined that offer. So I'm just waiting to see what happens. The summer is long. But the positive thing is, even if I don't go overseas for this summer, Harborview is going to play CFU, so that's a plus. And I've never played CFU um, in my career, so for me to be playing CFU, that would be a big deal for me. So regardless if
Compose.
I go overseas or I stay in Jamaica, I think it's a win-win for me. Either way you take it.
Yeah, man, 'cause you definitely have some eyes on you in the CFU. All right, fans.
Yeah.
We're going to leave it here. Want to thank JPL champion Amal Knight for joining Eddy Vision today. I think it was a great interview. If you guys enjoyed the interview, drop a like on the video, please. Hit that notification bell. Make sure that you don't miss another video that is posted. Share and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe, people. We have a lot in store for you guys. More interviews, more exclusive interviews, more content, and we're just doing the work, guys. So drop a like and share and subscribe if you like the content. Okay, people? This has been another episode of Eddy Vision. Take care.